All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Guys. So listen, super fired up. Number one, give yourselves a round of applause for being here today. You know, everybody sacrificed to be here, and some of you guys flew in from different places. You know, some people flew from different countries, right? Like, let's give it up for the Canadians coming out. And guys, we want to encourage you that even though you're not here with us, number one, you are with us because we are all connected. But man, in your cities, what I would encourage you guys to do in this season is get together with people in your cities and do exactly what we're doing. You know, find a house, rent an Airbnb, and get to work. Because guys, this company pays every single Friday, right, guys? Who loves Paylution, pay quicker, right? Yes, let's go. Let me go ahead and mute you guys real quick. All love. All right, so guys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it up, and we're gonna hear from a bunch of people tonight, and then we'll open it up towards the end. But I want to bring up, listen, I want you guys to understand, here's the power of working together. You know, this young man, number one, had never met anybody on the team in person, right? Literally, in faith, came out to Miami, right, with his business partners, Smack P150. Yes. And guys, in the last 24 hours has registered 4 new customers, right? So let's give it up for Ibra real quick. Come on!
What's going on, guys? What's going on? So yeah, you guys may know, my name is Ibra. I flew in from Canada with my team. I got Caleb and I got my homie Tommy with me. I'm just humbled and grateful for this whole opportunity. I was able to impact 4 of the closest people in my lives this past 24 hours, and I'm just grateful to have that opportunity to share with them. And yeah, I didn't know any of these people before I came here. I literally met them the day of the flight. And yeah, I'm in Miami right now, and man, it's a crazy experience.
Let's go
with you guys. Thank you.
Real quick. So look, you can talk from here, they see. Oh, so okay. Listen, real quick. So number one, why'd you come here?
Man, I wanted to change my life. Honestly, I saw this window of opportunity, and I couldn't miss it, to be honest. Like, I knew this was gonna change my life, and it already has this past 2 weeks. So I'm just grateful.
And what do you think helped you? Like, if you think about what you actually did, because people may say, man, maybe it was a fluke. I can't do it. How simple was it for you to get 4 people started?
It's simple, man. It's a simple system.
What'd you do?
The system works, and you just have to share it with the people. This is like, no one can miss this. It's super easy, and all you just gotta do is share the word, man, word to mouth, and people will love this, and it can help anyone get out of the situation they're in into a better place, hopefully. So
let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
all right. Thank
you. And yeah, I got 20 no's today.
So. Okay, 20 no's, but he got 4 yeses. Let's go. Be sick. All right, guys, listen. Now I want us to hear from a gentleman who's crushing it, all right, for 2 reasons. Number one, self-starter, self-motivated, building internationally, okay? This young man just hit platinum 600. But listen, you know what his sweet spot is? He has a way where he signs up everybody on the Elite Pack. We don't even, this is crazy. Everybody he signs up is on an Elite Pack. Guys, give it up for TJ Boo.
Everyone. Yes, so I'm TJ. I'm from Canada. Shout out to Regal. So yeah, as Steve said, P600 in 30 days. So you just gotta believe in the system, gotta believe in the company, you know, and Elite Packs. You know, like you're paying $70 more, you get $300 more. You get HF packs, you get everything. And so if you're gonna sell it to the people, you sell them, go big or go home. That's it.
And what'd you just do tonight?
I closed with 4 minutes to go before midnight.
Okay. And it was somebody you don't even speak to, right?
Yeah, it was a friend of a friend of a friend. So you never know. It could be someone you play softball with, someone you meet on the street, someone you sit next to on the airplane, anyone.
Let's go, TJ. Great job, bro. P1. Guys, awesome, man. Awesome. And listen, as you guys come up, you guys can stand right here and talk like this, and they see you perfectly. So, you know, we're inviting them into the mix, but this is you know, our mastermind. We're about to take this over. Guys, next up, I want you guys to hear these gentlemen. They are up and coming leaders. You know, they smashed P1 in 1 month. They're on their way to P2, right? Their second account's about to smack P1. That's never been done. And they got a real partnership, meaning they both work off one another. So, guys, help me give it up for my boy E, a.k.a. Ernest the B.
Let's go. Honestly, like, we are in a mode of momentum. And it is ridiculous. We're cracking P150s, we're cracking P6s, we're about to crack a P1000, and we're just in a mood of momentum right now. And I'm really for it. I just want to celebrate. Go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat for this celebration. Let's go. But tonight, I really want to come to the people here who are with us, and I really want to come to you and just encourage you. Because even though we're having this momentum, even though people are getting signed, even though people are getting profitable, there's some people who are just stuck. There's some people in here who are just trying to reach that mode of momentum that they're just not being able to hit. And and I'm here to speak to those people. I'm here to speak to the people who see that momentum. I'm here to speak to the people that are not getting the momentum that they want, but they feel like they're doing everything they can do, but they're not feeling it. Because I was in your place one time. People may see that I'm a P1000 now, but a couple months ago, I was a P150 for forever.
Sheesh.
I was a P150 for forever, and it felt like I was never going to hit P1000. You may see people like Tommy hit P2000, be like, oh man, I wish I could hit P2000. You may see people like him hit P6, and you be like, oh man, like maybe I want to hit P6, and it just seems so far away. But I'm here to tell you that it really just takes consistency. Don't compare your run to somebody else's, right? Rather let all these people hitting where they're hitting, let that motivate you. Let it motivate you and let you know that it can be done. At the end of the day, if someone else can do it, why not yourself? At this point in time, it's a matter of when you hit it. You're going to hit it. It may not be easy. You may be trying to, I related to this. Like, say you're going to a destination right now, right? And you put in your GPS, all right, I'm gonna go to this destination. Even though you may have a little traffic on the way, even though you may not get there as fast as you want to get there, because you put it in the GPS, you know that the destination is there. The destination is your next rank. The destination is where you want to profit. All right? So even though you have that destination set in place, and you may not be hitting it as fast as you want, you're still going to hit it. Here we have a system. That's our GPS. The system is your GPS to your destination.
Wow.
Right? So I need every single one of you guys to follow that system. That system is put in place there for you to grow, for you to be able to motivate yourself to hit the rank. Right? Some of you may be going through this down path right now and maybe feeling like unencouraged. But I'm here to tell you that whatever you're going through, you may look at the people at the top, but you got to realize that rock bottom teaches you lessons that mountaintop never will, bro.
Wow.
Rock bottom teaches you lessons that mountaintop never will. So how can you expect to lead a team if you can't lead the ones that you have already? Sheesh. You gotta show them the system. You gotta show them the blueprint. And that's what we did. We was trying to do it all, but God was molding us the whole time, molding us to get ready. Because honestly, I thought I was ready to be chairman, but now that I'm going through the system, now that I'm going through the process, I realize that it takes a lot to be chairman. It takes people looking up to you. It takes each and every single one of you committing to the goal, committing to the system to hit it. Now encourage every single one of you guys, even if you didn't hit your rank, even if you're 1 away, even if you're 5 away, even if you're stuck, stay consistent. Because at the end of the day, if you stick and stay, you will get changed.
Let's go!
Now, I really just want to pass it on to my business partner, to my brother, to the one who I look up to. Even though it took me 8 months to get him into the game, I was consistent, and he finally joined. So I just want to pass it out, really take notes, because I really look up to him. Even though he's my brother, like he just shares a lot of knowledge with me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without him. So, Eric,
I need you to drop a 111 in the chat. 111 in the chat for E right now, man. Y'all give me some more. Give me some more.
let's go.
I always tell people it doesn't matter the size of the crowd. You should never adjust your performance because you never know who's listening. Why do I say that? Because each and every one of you have the potential to be a chairman 500. The question is, are you going to do what it takes?
Wow.
It's simple as that, right? And I tell people all the time, like I came into this honestly not knowing what this would be. I came into this meeting chairman 500, and so in that position, I asked myself, like, I can either say two things: oh, there's too many chairman 500s and it can't be done anymore, or I can tell myself, hey, I know I have what it takes to do what they do. Now I just have to start taking those steps to walk it out. All right. I posted on my story today. You know, the first 90 days of every year, of every quarter, really kind of determines what you're going to be doing in that phase of life, right? And the really most impactful time in those 90 days are the first 30 days. The first 30 days. It sets the tone for how the 90 days are going to go, right? And why do I say that? Because if you keep in your mind, hey, what's your 30-day goal? My 30-day goal when we first joined this team was honestly, what did we say? P150? Yeah. P150. Sheesh. Wow. If that was the goal. So every day I woke up and I said, okay, we're going to hit P150. Boom. 3 days. Done. All right. So that wasn't the end all be all. P6 was next. And so when I say all these different things, I think people sometimes, you said the spirit of comparison, and that's something that held me back. I had to sit there and watch people hit Chairman 50. I sat there and watched people hit Chairman 100, Chairman 250, Chairman 500, and I'm switching teams. I'm starting over. I've been P150, had about to hit P6, had 12 people drop in 2 days. Had 28 days left on the subscription and said I'm done. I had two options, right? I was going to quit, which is the easy way out, but at the end of the day, I'm already starting dental school. People are going to look at me, oh, you just joined the flu, you wasted your time, right? And I always tell people, it's always crazy, right? Like right before a breakthrough, right, you have a breaking point. And when I hit that point, I told Steve, I failed 2 exams. I failed 2 exams for this. I almost put my career on the line for this. But why do I do that? Because I'm at a point right now where God doesn't present an opportunity to you if he doesn't think he will bring you through it, right? Why do I say that? This is the only opportunity in my life where someone told me, hey, this is a golden ticket, right? To where you're not making $120,000 starting out as a dentist would, right? No, you can do that in a month. I said, nah, y'all playing, man. Get out of my face. Matt Rosa, Alex Morton, David Imenitie, Dr. Spiller. All in my circle, everybody's flexing a Rollie. I got an Apple Watch. I want a Rolex. I want an AP. I can make $100,000 a month. Who says it's impossible? When I heard those numbers at first, I'm like, no, that's not possible. I got on a 3-way call with the girl today, and I told her, listen, you can make $10,000 a month. She said, 10,000. I said, listen, I don't even want to scare you with the bigger numbers. If you don't believe it, you can't achieve it. And she's texting me right now saying, yo, I'm so thankful. I'm so happy and so grateful, right? That's the line I gave her. I'm so happy and so grateful that you presented this opportunity to me. I'm so happy and so grateful that you're showing me things that I didn't think were possible. And now, yeah, she might want to be a doctor, but now she sees that there's more to it. I told her, I moved to Los Angeles. I drove down Rodeo. I drove all through Beverly Hills. There's not a doctor in the mansions. I'm in school to be a doctor. I'm like, okay, someone told me if I become a doctor, I'm going to get these things. Nobody in the hills is a doctor unless it's Dr. Phil. And even then, does Dr. Phil practice? Or is he on Ellen? Is he on his show? You know what I'm saying? And so I had to ask myself those questions. And when I sat here and thought about it, I wrote down a couple of things. I told people, listen, like, you have the ability to act and do whatever it is that you write, read, and believe, right? And so when I got to meet Alex Moore, when I got to meet David Imenitie, the same things that they keep preaching were the things that I was having a hard time, believing and understanding. Why do I say that? Because David Imenitie says the same thing over and over. He really does. If you go back and watch all his videos, he says, write the vision, make it plain, and press toward it. Yep. Today he spoke again. Write the vision, make it plain, and press toward it. Somebody hit me up and said, yo, how did you hit P1 so fast? I wrote the vision, I made it plain, and I pressed towards it. Steve said, follow the system. I'm going to follow the system. A lot of times that spirit of comparison will really have you thinking like, man, I should be further. I should be further. I've seen chairmen who aren't even as eloquent. I've seen chairmen who are shy, but as long as they know how to follow instruction and believe. Now I'm at a point on the other side. Since we've hit P1, I'm like, I get it now. Oh, you're a chairman 100 because you did this, this, and this. You're a chairman 101 because you wrote it down and you believed it and you walked in it. You're a chairman 100 because you asked questions. You stayed coachable, right? And you walked out. I'm here to tell you guys, man, there's so many different things I could really just lay out to you, but the spirit of comparison was the biggest thing for me. Being amongst Chairman 500, being amongst Chairman 50, so I didn't think deserved it at the time. Of course, now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, you guys deserve it. But what I want to challenge you and say is, what are your goals? What are you working for? What are you working for? If you're in this room right now and you don't know what you're working for, I challenge you to write it down. There's power in writing it down. If you go to my house right now, what's on my wall? What's on my wall, E?
It's on the vision board.
It's a vision board. There's 12 pictures. My mom is on there. You want to retire your mom? Put it on the vision board. Write it down. You want to change your family's life? Write it down. I have people that are sick in my family. You want to change their life or pay their bills? Write it down. It's simple as that. People make it so complicated. I made it complicated myself. And I'm not sitting here trying to make a sob story out of nothing, but I want you to understand that this opportunity is one to none to me. Like, if dental school doesn't happen, if it happens, this is something that I truly believe, right? Whether you master trading, whether you become a chairman, this is something that I feel like can change lives, which is why I've given my all to it. I have a meeting tomorrow, which probably some of you might know, but I'm not giving up on this. There's so much on the line for me right now, but because I see the power in this and I believe that God has brought me to this point in my life and he's not going to leave me, right? I'm going to keep pressing. David said something to me. He said, a lot of times we ask for signs, right? We pray and we write these things down and we're like, God, where is it? Where is it? The reason why I see why comparison is so crazy, because if you internalize it the right way, it's actually not going to work negative. Why did I say that? I was jealous of the P5000, but now I'm like, God, you put a P5000 in front of me because you want me to believe it. You see that it's possible. Okay. God, you put me around 5 Chairman 500s and a Chairman Elite because you wanted me to see that, Eric, it's possible, not be jealous. God, you put a 23-year-old Chairman 500 in front of me to show me that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can do it, right? And so I'm at a point right now where I just want to challenge you. I challenge you. I don't care how long. This company's been in business for 7 years. I believe 3, 4, 10 more Chairman 500s can come to be. You just have to put in the work and believe it, man.
Let's go.
And it all starts with faith. It all starts with faith. And that's it, man. I challenge you, man. You have what it takes.
Let's go. Drop some 222s in the chat right now.
Man, come on.
P2, 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 P2. Let's go, man. Let's go. Guys, we got 2 more speakers coming up. And again, I just want you guys to really get in this zone and really see where we're coming from and what we're about to do. Listen, I don't care what situation you are right now. There's somebody here that can relate to where you've been and where you're going, right? And so real quick, I want to bring up my brother, right? If you look at my P150, when I smacked P150, this gentleman was one of them. And listen, I want to bring him up real quick because this guy, man, let me tell you, he's been through it all. He's given it all. One of the things that Eric was talking about was like, he's all in. And like right now, like there's even things on the line that he's, putting on the line. And the gentleman I'm going to bring up right now, he's put some stuff on the line. But, sometimes you got to believe so hard that you got to be willing to go all in that. When I started entrepreneurship, I had already accomplished one of my dreams, which was to be in nonprofit work, right? It was like a goal that I worked for years and years and years. And I was loved in the position that I was at. And I was beginning to be known in that career field. But I knew that it didn't have all of the impact that I wanted, all of the freedom that I wanted, and it was limited because I wasn't going to make the money that I wanted to make, right? And so I had to sacrifice something. This gentleman is sacrificed. This gentleman is here. Please give it up for my boy, Mr. Greg Briette.
Check Alexis in the house.
What's up? Hey, drop a 222 for all the previous speakers that was who shared tonight, who shared value. Appreciate you guys. So hey, first thing I want to say is this: when you're on this team, when you're on Steve Mack's team, you better be ready to have something to say at any given time. I literally 3 minutes ago was told that I got something to say. So, but hey, I'm gonna gladly share what's on my heart. So yesterday, I was I shared on the team call last night, on Mike Sotero's team call, and I talked about focus and focus. You know, what's the acronym? Who remembers the acronym? Follow one course until success. Okay, so. There was a little bit more that I wanted to share, but I think the time is right to share that because, you know, and so just know, a lot of times when I share stuff that I personally need myself. So here we are, we're in Miami. Most of us flew in Friday, right? We flew in Friday. Some of the guys flew in Saturday. TJ, shout out to TJ again for hitting Platinum 600. Flew in yesterday. No, you flew in today, this morning. So many of us know, you know, obviously what's going on in our, not only in our country, but really what's going on around the world. And just to be transparent, so I leave my wife and my 3 boys back home in Dallas, and I'm hearing about, you know, riots going on in Dallas. I'm hearing about curfew. So my mind, you know, I'm here for a specific goal. I'm here to help bring value to the team, just with a specific goal in mind. Not only do I have P2 in mind, and I have, you know, the desire to help many on the team hit goals, but at the same time, my mind is on what's going on. You know, you can't get off. You know, I'm trying to post on social media. I'm trying to post in my stories what's going on here, but at the same time, I get on there and it's like, you hear about fires, you see the pictures, you see the videos. So again, my mind is just, so I'm checking in with my wife and, hey, are y'all staying safe? Stay off the streets, because there's curfews being put out in Dallas, just like it is here in Miami. So what I wanted to share with y'all, I wanted to just kind of go back to what I know. So I know that I shared that last night, if y'all remember, Bob Proctor teaches what you focus on grows. So obviously what am I saying? Am I saying, hey, just avoid and not focus on what's going on around the world? No, you're gonna hear about what's going on around the world. But at the same time, just as much as you hear negative around the world, you want to put as much positivity in your mind. You want to put as much or more, honestly, I would say way more positivity in front of you. So for me, so I had to, just like Eric talked about those goals that you've written down. So that's why it's important to have it written down, because that comes from an actual Bible scripture where it says, hey, write the vision and make it plain so it runs he who reads it. Even though it tarries, wait for it, so it shall surely come. So again, what you focus on grows. So you write the vision so it can run he who reads it. So the one who reads it gets closer and closer towards that goal. Well, for me, as we're experiencing, you know, a lot of bad news and tragic, you know, situations around the world and in America, for me, it brought me back to a scripture, because a lot of times where I don't know quite what to do, I go to scripture. So there was a specific scripture, and I'm going to share it with y'all tonight, that for me, I had to keep my mind on. And I'm going to read out of Philippians chapter 4. Okay. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. And I'm going to read it out of the New Living Translation. And it says this. It says, now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. So this is the Apostle Paul writing to the church of Philippi. Okay, so the book of Philippians, he goes, now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all you learn and receive from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing, then the God of peace will be with you. So here's what he says. He says, fix your mind on what is true, honorable, right, pure, and lovely, and admirable. Think about the things that are excellent and praiseworthy. So this is what he's telling you directly to do. But indirectly, he's saying, whatever is opposite of these things, do not focus on those things. Okay? So doesn't necessarily mean they're not there. So we can't act like, hey, but we all here came into 2020 with some specific goals in mind. We all are coming into the second half of 2020. This is today, right now. We are at halftime of 2020. So now, obviously, again, there are things going on in the world. So are we going to allow the goals that we have written down, the promises that we've made to ourselves, the promises that we've made our loved ones, the promise, you know what you've written down. So you think about them right now. So there are a lot of different things going on in the world. It doesn't necessarily mean that we don't acknowledge them. But however, what is your focus on? They're there. We see them. We acknowledge, man, okay, let's pray for those people. Let's do it. But again, what is your focus on? So again, focus, what's the acronym? Follow one course.
Let's go.
So we could be here, okay, or we can just follow one course. So that's that. I share what helps me, and for me right now, as I'm here, and we're gonna finish these next 4 days. So we have tonight, Monday, we got Tuesday. Some of the guys leave, as the days goes on, but Thursday, we have till Thursday. So guys, let's hammer down. Let's finish this week off strong while we're in Miami. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I mean, understand this. So Greg is a P2, right? With a team that's about to hit P2. With another guy who's about to hit P1. With a P6 working on P1. You understand? So it's duplication. You get to P1, you still might look around and be like, I don't really got too many soldiers, but you start identifying people. And then when you pop your first P1, then you pop another P1, and then you got people on your team getting paid, and that's what happens. Well, I want to bring up a guy right now and have you guys hear from a gentleman who he has a bunch of people getting paid on his squad. A few guys here in this team right now that are in this room are getting paid. A couple of you guys are here getting paid because this gentleman did what he's done, and he's just getting started. Please give it up for Mr. Tommy Ooh. Yes,
all right, what up, family? Yo, appreciate y'all. Yo, Eric, Greg, everyone that came up here, y'all killed it. Everything they said was just pure fact. So, one thing I will say is don't be the person that just hops on every single training, comes to Miami, it does nothing after, because it's what you do behind closed doors. You need to be in environments like this to help you, get out of that box that you're in and step outside of it, because your broke zone is your comfort zone. So what I want to talk about today is the process of what's going to get you to where you want to go, okay? Because if you don't know the process on how you're helping yourself and you can't teach it, then your business won't grow. So understand this. It's not about what you know. Matt Rosa says this all the time. It's not about what you know, it's about what you can teach, right? And I'm saying that to every single person here and every single person on this call, because if you're personally developing, if your trading game's killer, right? If you know how to market, you're building the business, right? And you know how to launch, but you're not teaching your team what to do, and they're not doing what you're doing, and then they quit, and you ask yourself, why did they quit? Well, you're not teaching what you do yourself, so the only person to blame is you. Right, I have had to rebuild my team twice. For those who know, I was close to P1, dropped everybody. Why? Because I was not teaching what I knew. Right, I had to go back to the basics. Austin Gotti and Jason Brown did a back to the basics call the other day, because that's what's going to take you. It's the system. He was talking about the system. Follow the system. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Right? Learn how to launch. Learn how to market. PS3, peak interest, share information, three-way call, right? The 4-step invite, learn how to invite, learn how to share a video, if I would you, right? Launch people, create a trading schedule. If you have a trading schedule and no one on your team has a trading schedule, what are you doing? The minute you enroll one person into this business, I don't care who you are now a leader. You must learn the skill sets. Eber just enrolled 4 people. It's now his job to go learn how to launch, to go learn how to teach how to market, right? Because understand this, your upline is not gonna run your business for you. This ain't no welfare, this ain't no free food, right? You gotta ask yourself, are you gonna sink or swim? If I'm not here doing a Zoom for you, are you gonna do a Zoom? Or is there gonna be no Zooms happening, right? If Steve's not gonna do an intro call, is your business gonna grow or is it gonna die? Because you gotta ask yourself, if we're not gonna be here, if none of these calls were happening, what are you gonna do behind that closed door? Are you gonna sink or swim? Because pretend no one was in your business. Act like you have to start from scratch and you have to become a millionaire. You don't even have Steve, right? Pretend like you don't fire your upline. Obviously, they're here to help you. They're here to help you grow. They're here to teach you the skill sets. But once you go and learn the skill sets, you have to duplicate them, right? Because it's not about what you can do, it's about what you can teach every single time, right? So I want you guys to leave here tonight applying every single thing Greg said, every single thing he said, every single thing that Eric said, and really take it into consideration because, you know, I've probably been on 100+ trainings, probably like 1,000 now. Yeah, how many Zooms, right? Everyone, how many calls do we have? Constantly. They keep happening, but are you applying what you're learning? Or are you just getting on every single week and getting hyped up and doing nothing afterwards? Because motivation doesn't last, inspiration does. What's your why? What hurts you, right? Why stands for what hurts you? What wakes up? When you wake up in the morning, what tugs on your heart, right? What's going to make you go to where you want to go? Guys, if it's a Saturday and you're out drinking and partying and you're not where you want to be, if your mom's still working, you shouldn't be doing that, right? Like Eric said, his why is his mom. It's on his vision board. You think Eric's going to come Saturday and go out to the club drinking? Nah, because he knows where he's going, right? Leon Davies said it on his story the other day. He said, it should feel weird when you don't do what you're normally doing because you're not going to be, if you're not consistent doing that, then you're not going to feel like it, right? So what I mean by that is just do the same thing every single day. He was talking about consistency. You could be the worst at closing. You could be the worst marketer. If you talk to 100,000 people, right? That's a lot of people, or even 1,000 people. How do you think your business is going to look like? People get one no and quit. Or people get one no and get discouraged. Or people on their team are doing better themselves. TJ pops P600, but you're still at 2 and 3. And then you say, well, I'm not good enough. Because you can't compare yourself to other people. And that's how you destroy yourself. One mistake that I made in my beginning of my journey, and I want to share this with you guys here, is when I was not ranking up. When I was stuck at P600 for 4 months straight, and I was not ranking up, it's because, one, I wasn't pouring into myself, and 2, I was comparing myself to others. And I didn't know the skill sets. So 1, if you learn the skill sets, marketing, right? Trading, at least know the basics, right? At least know how to teach somebody how to get results, right? You know, trading schedules, and personal development. You must know the system, guys. If you need to be pouring in yourself, I was not growing. That's why I didn't grow. I wasn't pouring into me. I wasn't reading. I didn't listen to Bob Proctor. I didn't even know who Bob Proctor was before I went to Dallas. Not even joking. I listened to Tony Robbins when I was 16. I didn't plug into him, but I had it in the back of my mind, right? But why aren't you growing? Why are you still where you are? Because your results, understand this, your results are not going to come when you want them. They're going to come when you believe it, right? Your results are literally going to come into your life when you believe you deserve it. If you're sitting here and you're at a P150 position, a P1000 position, a P600 position, a P2000 position, P5000 position, if you don't believe you can go chairman, I promise you will not go chairman. I promise you. And I'm sorry to break your heart and step on anyone's toes here because, you know, I'm here to be transparent. You know, you need to treat your business like you're the hardest working person in your business because you probably are, right? Oh, my team's not doing anything, Tommy. It's just me. What does Alex Moore say? Recruiting is the answer. How do I fix my business? Oh, everyone's quitting. No one's doing this or that. Blah, 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 blah. Recruiting is the answer. Learn the skill set. Treat your business like you're the only one that's going to treat it like you have to enroll 500 people on your own. And if that scares you, good. Bob Proctor says your goals are not big enough if they don't scare you. So I want y'all to go out there, you know, live life like it's just you, right? You have your team. You have the support system. You have the people on this call, right? We got Braden. We got everybody on this call. We have everybody in this room. You can feed off each other's energy, but when we leave here, when you get off this Zoom, it's what you do behind those closed doors. It's what you're going to do when we're not in Miami, right? We came out here to be around the campfire because that's what's going to keep you going. That's going to keep you fueled. That's going to pour into your cup, right? And you can't pour from an empty cup. Again, grow, pour into yourself. So you guys want? I'm going to ask you one question, and then I'm going to end it off. Are you going to sink or are you going to swim? I want to know what everyone's going to do. Are you going to sink? Who's sinking? Who's swimming?
Let's swim!
I'm swimming. You know, because if Steve stops doing off calls, I'm going to start doing off calls.
Let's go.
Right? I had to learn how to close three-way calls because sometimes they weren't available to close three-way calls. If you don't know how to close a three-way call yet, you got to step up and pull your socks up and do it. If you're not following the system because your ego's too big, start following the system and you'll finally get results.
Woo!
Right? So I appreciate every single person in here. I love you guys. Let's go out there. Let's get it.
P5. Love it, guys. I love it. Guys, sink or swim, right? Sink or swim. I'm gonna piggyback off that, and then we're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. But I thought about a couple of things. So we're gonna swim, right?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you gotta swim in cold waters. You ever jumped in a pool that's like too cold? You know what I'm talking about? When you like dip your feet in it, right? And you just gotta jump in because it's too cold. You're gonna swim, but sometimes you're gonna swim in cold waters.
Yo, if Steve dies tomorrow, if I die tomorrow, does your business die with me? Nope. If I die tomorrow, TJ, does your business die with me?
Nope. You gotta have that type of resiliency, man. You know, you'll have a business when everybody on your team has that type of belief level. You know? I have the type of belief level that regardless if Mike Sotero, even if Jason Brown wasn't here, right? I'm sold out. That's how much you got to be sold out. And some of you guys are in the process. I get it. Some of you guys are like, man, I just started. I don't know if I could do this without my upline. But eventually you'll have that belief because you've been through it, because you see them checks coming in, because you see enough people winning that you realize, yo, it's not about anybody else, right? But I'm going to piggyback off that swim. Sometimes you got to swim in cold waters. It's going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes you got to swim against the current. You're going to feel like things are against you and you got to keep going. And sometimes you got to swim with the sharks. Sometimes there's going to be people you thought were your friends and, they're trying to take people from your team, right? They quit. They go to another company. You got to be ready. Like, you're really going to swim? You're really going to swim? But let's get into my first thing that I want to talk about, which is you got to be mentally tough to do this. You got to be mentally tough to be a trader. You got to be mentally tough to be a builder. Your best friend that starts tomorrow and said that they're going to do everything with you, sometimes they're going to quit. That trade that met all of your confirmations is going to go against you, and it's going to be a losing trade. Does that mean trading doesn't work?
No.
Yes or no?
Sir.
No.
God.
Because somebody quit, does that mean building doesn't work?
No.
Because you didn't hit the rank fast enough, does that mean that this company doesn't pay? No. You got to be mentally tough. You got to be tough enough. Listen, you got to be tough enough to go through a lot of crap and keep going. I think Austin Godsey is a great testimony of going through a whole lot of crap, and he's still in this. Homie's had to build his business at Chairman 100 twice. Now, mind you, because of his own decisions, right? Because Matt Rose, Jason Brown didn't have to go through that. But you got to be tough to do this, right? So I want you guys to understand, you guys have to have this belief level that you're going to refuse to quit. See, if there's any reason why I'm here today, it's not necessarily because of skill, because I've had skill since I started, not shooting my own horn. It's because I already had experience. It wasn't skill that got me here, just being honest with you, or else I'd already be a chairman. I would have been the chairman 2 years ago. I'm here today at P5 going chairman because I refused to quit. Eric and he refused to quit. Tommy refused to quit. Greg refused to quit. All the people here with the highest ranks have refused to quit, when, by the way, there was always plenty of times to choose to quit. Andrew's been through a whole lot of crap too, and he's refused to quit. You got to have that no quit in you mentality. You got to have that mentality like, yo, no matter what happens, this is where I'm staying. This is what I'm doing. Whether trading, building, or both, this is it for me. Got to have a tough as nails mentality to survive here and then to make it to that next level. And I want to go back to something that Tommy said, but in a different form, right? Are you willing to be the last person here? Meaning, if everybody here was gone tomorrow, would you still be here? See, that's the mentality you need to have. Because right now, you are hype off of me and him. But him and I are going to pay your bills. And sometimes we let other people's decisions create our decisions. you need to be sold out more than anyone else. You being sold out means your people are sold out. You understand me? You see, when your people see you, when your people hear you, there needs to be something in your voice that says, this is it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm all in here. You could never tell your people, I'm thinking about some other stuff. Ever. Because they're going to say, well, this must not really be it then. You know? That just being real, just being honest, just being transparent. Don't be telling nobody you're thinking about some shake company or, you know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna work. You gotta be do or die, man, if this is gonna work for you, right? And then the last thing I really want to talk about is this. Look, most of us here, we're rolling in waves, meaning ranks hitting ranks, hitting ranks, hitting ranks, hitting ranks, hitting ranks, hitting ranks, hitting ranks. But sometimes, if you haven't experienced this yet, you may experience what I'm about to talk about. And it's not even at the conscious level. It's at the subconscious level. And it's complacency. Now, hear me clearly. It's not because you decide not to grow. It's because subconsciously, you are already wired to accept less than what you're capable of. What am I talking about? You hit P600 and you don't grow anymore. And you say, dang it, why am I still a P600? Well, maybe because your mind is wired to be broke. Have you ever, you know how they say that people win the lottery, but they go broke? Have you ever seen that? Yes. And there's been stories of people hitting the lottery more than once and going broke again. Was it the lack of money? No, it was the mindset. And so here's what I warn you, and this could happen at 2 and free. It could happen at Platinum 150. It could happen at Platinum 1000. Check yourself. Because when you get to a level, if that's what you mentally accept, then that's what you'll always have. And you'll hit a level and be like, man, why am I not growing from here? Why am I not getting to the next level? Maybe, just maybe, you're not willing to fight for the next level yet. You're not really ready to fight for that next level yet, right? And so you got to look inside of yourself. You know, one of the things, or two, I'll say two things that were paradigms, right? If you guys listen to Bob Proctor, right? Paradigms are the way that you think about things, right? The life patterns of your life, right? See, I was raised thinking, because my dad made $30,000 a year, that was going to be acceptable for me. And then I thought $60,000 a year, when he had a job that made $60,000 a year once, I heard about, I said, man, that's a lot of money. That's making 60. But you see, now I'm a grown man and we've got inflation and city pricing is going up. And I come to realize, hold up, 100,000 ain't enough. And I used to think 100,000 a year was $1 million. Just, I can be honest. Can I be honest? Yeah, I like what nice things look like. I like Lamborghinis, but mentally was never ready to receive more than a 6-figure income. You understand me? But when you're ready, it appears. When you're ready and you work, it appears. You understand me? So here's what I want to just encourage all of you guys today is don't settle for less. You make $500 trading, that's great. But we need to turn that into $500 a day consistently. You hit Platinum 1000? Man, that's great. But you got to produce 5, 6, 10 Platinum 1000s. You can't get complacent at any level. See, there's only 2 speeds, forward and backwards, because neutral on a hill takes you where? Back.
Come on. Wow. Come on.
Period.
Come on.
And you see, sometimes in life, we just get used to kind of coasting. And then you wake up one day like me, approaching 40 years old. And you say, man, time flew. Time flew. And let me tell you, I had great years. At every season of my life, I've had an awesome life, right? But it's a flicker. It's a flicker. And what you accept is what life will give you. And how many of us know people that gave up on life when they hit 40, 50 years old? Because they just didn't get to where it is they wanted to go. And they accepted what life gave them. Jason Brown said this to me: life will not give you what you deserve. Listen to this. It's not that you don't deserve it. He says life will not give you what you deserve. Life will give you what you fight your ass off for. Period. It's not that you don't deserve financial freedom. It's not that your family doesn't deserve health care. No. You deserve it. God already gave it. You understand? There is plenty on earth. It's not that you don't deserve it. It's that life doesn't give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you're willing to fight for. And I'll go a step beyond, and I'll say life will give you what you're willing to die for. See, you got to go all in. See, I only have one speed: all in. Anything I've ever done, I've gone all in. When I wanted to be a music producer and musician, I went all in by the age of 16. The dream came to fruition in my 20s. Think about that. Had fruit in my teens. High school, we made a lot of noise. Only people with a full studio at 16 years old selling CDs, doing shows at clubs at 16. By 21, club promoting, went all in. Didn't know anyone in Miami. Got into the construction field, went all in, got a degree, got certifications, did it, done it. Realized that wasn't the way either. Got into nonprofit, went all in. Said that wasn't it either. Went into entrepreneurship, got into a company, did good, made good money. They said, this is the guy, but this ain't it either. And then one day I wake up and I find I Am Academy. And everything I've ever done came to one crossing road. And I said, we are here at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. And what I think's about to happen is thousands of lives are going to be changed. Thousands of lives. When we started the Market Mastery Telegram group, Greg and I, we had maybe 10 people. Andrew was there. We had maybe 12 people in that group. We just crossed over 500 in that Telegram group, right? And those are only people that have ever actually had an actual membership. We don't just drop people in there, right? And bigger than that, though, is that our team has like 4 or 5 Telegram chats. We have the Revolt Squad, right? We have Catalyst Squad. We have all these different teams that are now branching off. We got a team in Jamaica. We got a team with Marissa's Squad. We got a team in Delaware. We got all these teams that are now popping up. We're at the right place. So all I'm going to tell you guys, here's my commitment. I'm going all in until the wheels fall off the damn thing. As long as they're cutting checks,
Let's go.
I'm coming all in. Sheesh. As long as the Forex broker's open, I'm going all in. And I'm not stopping till we're done. And I don't know when that'll be. But all I know is if you need to run, and 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 everybody needs to run, then we got some running to do.
Let's do it.
Chairman,